Review and clip. The clip follows the review. The Brain from Planet Arous, 1957. Science fiction's most astounding story. An evil alien brain, bent on world domination, takes over the body of an atomic scientist, while a good alien brain inhabits the body of the scientist's dog and waits for an opportunity to defeat the evil brain. The Brain from Planet Arous immediately lets you know you're in for a wild ride, and it does so with style. How, you ask? By kicking off with a glowing meteorite crashing onto a place called Mystery Mountain. Yeah, you read that right. Mystery Mountain. Imagine trying to pull that off today, no chance. Anyway, the next day, our nuclear physicist hero, Steve March, John Agar, best known for Invisible Invaders, and his buddy, Dr. Dan Murphy, Robert Fuller, notice that the mountain is blasting out high-intensity gamma radiation. They're stumped, but honestly, how could they not be? The place is called Mystery Mountain, of course weird stuff is happening there. In fact, I bet 30 years down the line, it's going to be a hangout for angst-ridden teen metalheads, smoking up and blasting King Diamond on their boomboxes. So, Steve and Dan decide to investigate this radioactive hotspot. But, of course, they do this like total pros, without any safety gear, no supplies, not even a decent map. They're about to trek across some serious desert, with radiation in the air, and they bring nothing but a couple of pith helmets. Classic. When they reach the mountain, they find a cave that wasn't there before, totally weird, even for a place named Mystery Mountain. Inside, it looks like some serious digging was done, but no time to think too much because, surprise surprise, they get attacked by a giant glowing brain with eyes. That's right. A brain. Gore, as he's later known, zaps poor Dan with deadly gamma rays, and then takes over Steve's body for reasons that remain pretty fuzzy. I guess ruling Earth is a thing now? Once inside Steve's noggin, Gore doesn't waste time. First, he covers up the disappearance of Dan by telling Steve's fiancée, Sally, Joyce Meadows, some tall tales. But the real fun begins when Gore starts getting all up in Steve's personal life. Suddenly, he's a way more attentive lover than Steve ever was, which Sally finds, well, flattering at first. But soon, Steve's transformation into an obsessive, power-hungry lunatic starts to freak her out. At this point, it's safe to say things have gotten very, very weird. And they get even weirder when Sally and her dad discover a second brain, Vol, who's apparently the good guy here, and he's ready to take down Gore after possessing the family dog. Yep, you read that right, the dog. As the plot escalates, Gore begins to really show off his power, like blowing up an airliner with a look and threatening to nuke the world unless the leaders bow to him. His death ray is no joke. Meanwhile, Steve's lab is prepping for some H-bomb test, but Gore, of course, would rather show off his own death ray. When the generals stop by for the big test, Gore goes full villain mode, proving he's not messing around. The world's fate now rests in a plan involving a very specific weak spot on Gore, which, surprise, Vol is conveniently there to explain to Sally. The only problem? How do they get this info to Steve without Gore catching on? Watching The Brain from Planet Arous is an exercise in gleeful disbelief. From the surreal spectacle of Shirley Temple's husband chopping at a giant balloon brain with an axe to the bizarre decision to have Vol, the brain-hunting good guy, hop into a dog, this movie is a perfect storm of so bad it's awesome moments. Despite all the madness, there's a certain charm to how it all comes together. Director Nathan Uran, under the alias Nathan Hertz, knew how to make a monster movie work, at least visually, and some of the shots here are surprisingly well crafted. The film uses real military footage to ramp up the tension and even manages a few solid camera setups. But at the end of the day, it's all wrapped in a bizarrely mismatched package, like a gorgeous necklace with a cockroach instead of a jewel. In other words, it's a must-see for fans of delightfully off-the-rails B-movies. Roll the clip.
Frighten me when you talk like that.
It's true. I've discovered a power that I'm the most feared man on Earth.
This is the closed-circuit television set focused on the test area, isn't it?
Yes.
And these buildings and equipment have been placed in the desert for destruction by the atom blast?
That's right.
Would you all kindly watch the screen? What you've just seen me do to that one small area, I can do to a city, a nation, or a continent.
Gentlemen, I'm convinced I saw him wipe out a city of concrete and steel by some power of mind. And my advice to you and to your governments is to take what this man says as a most serious matter.
Any country I have mentioned which does not have a representative here, present in this room, will find its capital city wiped out.